Alright, this video is very delayed, so I kind of just want to grind it out and not think about it too much. So here we go, the fast version of how I got Olympia to gold from silver. Day 1 afternoon, I tanked and ended up at an elo of 803. On the evening of day 1, I realized immediately that recovering is incredibly difficult with this character. So I made sure to put learn rat trick on my bucket list. Guess who never learned rat trick? It's me! I never learned rat trick, even though I said I should. Like, I know how to do it, but I don't know how to do it when I recover, and I never learned how to do it when I recover. So my recovery is still bad, but my advantage state became good enough as to where I was able to make it to gold. Anyways, on the night of day 1, I played against a Clarin, but I got owned, but I hit this nice little combo. On the evening of day 2, I waited for 40 minutes trying to find somebody on rank, and I eventually found Loglord, who just destroyed me. So that was great. In the morning of day 3, Loglord yet again. I got destroyed yet again. In the afternoon of day 3, I lost yet again, but I learned how to rat trick. On the afternoon of day 4, I played against an unranked player, and I got beat pretty badly the first game, but my adaptation was on point, and I ended up winning the game, or I should say I ended up winning the second game and the third game to take the set. Also, I'm kind of moving here. On the afternoon of day 5, I played against Loglord, and then I went on to ranked, and I beat somebody who was in gold, which was great. Again, I tried to use rat trick, but it's very, very difficult to implement in game. And at this point, I realized that down air is really good with combos, like bringing people down from the air. So I made a mental note to try to use it more. On the evening of day 6, I came to 2 grand revelations. The first is that I spam smash attacks. so elite play from me there. But also, I realized that doing up air strings over and over is good and all, but the opponent will adapt to it. So I need to mix up which aerials I use sometimes so that they don't know what to expect, and sometimes I can catch them with wrong DI if I use a nair instead of an up air, for example, or a down air instead of an up air, for example. Day 7, I played against Zetaburn, and I just lost. He was better than me. That's it. In the afternoon of day 8, I played against a moonwalking Maple, and I very much got murdered. On the evening of day 8, I lost again, but my movement, I could tell, was improving. And I think that is really what makes this character stand out, is once you can utilize all of her movement options, like down special cancel, rat trick, wave dashing, etc., then you get quite a bit better with this character. When you compare this character to Clarin, Galvin, or Fleet, any of the slow characters, it is just ridiculous how fast she plays. The only character who I think plays faster than Olympia is definitely Rano and maybe Maple. It's pretty close with Maple, but other than that, I can't find other characters who plays as fast as Olympia does. On the morning of day 9, I was in the airport and I forgot to plug in my computer when I played, but I won anyways because I'm super good at the game, and I ended with an elo of 801. Yes, you heard that correctly. After 9 days, I still really haven't moved anywhere in terms of elo. In the afternoon of day 9, I lost against a Raster who most likely was smurfing because he was in bronze, but he played like he was in platinum. So I can't really be too mad about that. Again, my elo is 782 on the end of day 9. On day 1, I started out at 803. Day 10, I played against an unranked player, and they weren't bad, but they just couldn't handle my offense. I need to use Rat Trick more. My notes say that on day 11 afternoon, I lost to an Orcane after I decided to jump off the cliff for some reason. I officially deserve my 789 elo. So that's kind of funny. Keeping with the trend, day 12 afternoon, I did a whole lot of losing when I thought I would do a whole lot of winning. Elo 778. On the afternoon of day 13, I had the revelation that I still just spam smash attacks. I don't really know what I'm doing, but apparently I'm a good enough spammer to win against a gold. So that happened, which was cool. Before going into this little challenge that I set up to myself, I thought I could just mash aerials and win because that's all you do is Claire. And like you look at the top players and you see up air strings times 15 or nair up B off the side blast zones. I'm like, oh, okay, all you do is spam up air and you'll win. And it's not like that. I don't know how the top players make playing this character look so easy, or how top players recover so well with this character, but she's a lot harder to pick up than I thought. Day 13 evening was a great day for me because I played against a campy ass Forsburn, and I ended up winning because I adapted to his play style, and I figured out how to beat him specifically. So that felt really, really good. And I couldn't out camp him when I was up stocks because I had to work in like 4 minutes and I needed that match to end ASAP. So that was really, really satisfying. That was probably the most satisfying session in this entire series. Speaking of satisfying, the last session I played that night, day 13 night, I lost a game to this taunting Claren, and then game 2 happened. And then I beat him on game 3 with a 2-stock. He was good, but he played very predictably. On day 14 afternoon, I wrote some very insightful notes. I said that I played against an Olympia that was close to 1000 and it wasn't that bad. I felt like I had a fighting chance all the way through, so I feel like getting to gold is just a matter of grinding, but I'm not sure. So I thought that kind of showed like that, I don't know how to put this, that I had it in me to reach gold because I could keep up with somebody who was ranked at 1000. So it's just a matter of time, which really felt good. In the evening of day 15, I played against a Rano who just loved to edgeguard, which I don't blame Ranos who love to edgeguard. Rano's edgeguarding is super, super good, especially against a character like Olympia. But I was able to adapt and win both the first games, so I'm very, very... Oh wait, no. Not the first games. I played that guy twice. I remember now, and I won both of the games. Or both of the sets. So that was really good to know I could consistently beat somebody who was just out there to cheese me. Like, it felt like I wasn't a fraud playing ranked. On the night of day 15, I played against the same 1000 rated player 3 times, and it went fine. The games themselves were fun, but I remember losing more than I remember winning. And day 15, on the night of day 15, I realized I was very close to gold, and at this point, I was looking to push to platinum with some of my other characters. So hopefully, with this next season, when Lorena comes out, I will get Lorena to gold, and then I will push one of my characters to platinum, which I'm very excited about because it'll put me in the top 25% of players, I believe. Something like that. I'm not exactly sure, but I'm excited to be considered better than average. And I ended that day with an elo of 873. Day 16, the controller update came out, and I could not fast fall nor drop through platforms, so I was kind of stuck. And I was stuck until day 24, so that was 8 days, and then I realized it's my own damn fault. I have to create a new tag and not use my old one. So that was kind of not frustrating, it was just kind of like a facepalm moment, like, oh, I could have been practicing all this time if I would have just created a new tag, but I didn't know, so not much I can do. Anyways, on the evening of day 5, I forgot to hit record on a nice clip, so all I have is this footage, which is really sad. But I did beat somebody at 1000 elo, which really made me excited. Later that night, nobody was on, so I left. On the evening of day 26, I was frustrated. I said, how can I win against a gold and then lose against a gold and my elo be lower than before? So what happened here was I won against a gold, and then I later lost that same gold, and my elo ended up lower than it was originally. So if I'm a silver and I beat a gold and lose to a gold, my elo should be higher than it was originally, because I was able to beat a gold one time, right, which is unexpected, so it should raise the elo higher than it normally would. And then I lose to a gold, which is expected, so it loses my elo, or my elo decreases by a lesser amount because it's expected. But that didn't happen, so I was like, what is going on? Anyways, it says I lost to Claire in down tilt, and that's just skill issues. And I also said I'm so disappointed that I lost 2 very close games. So yeah, oh well. Day 26 night, I played against the same Etalus and lost twice, but it's all right because I'm getting better. So I feel like on these later days I had a lot of good motivation, but you'll see that it doesn't last forever. On the morning of day 27, I played against a Lox who just stomped on me, and I thought the ending to this game was hilarious, so take a look at this ending. And I realized that I think I have to use up tilt less because I keep on getting punished for it on shield. It's a very long move. So if somebody is behind me and I use up tilt and they stay in shield, they have so long to grab me. So I really have to use that move less. On the evening of day 27, I played in person in Brazil, which was really cool. I never thought I'd have the opportunity to do that. So I was really appreciative. And I was told that I need to up air into up B more to confirm my kills. And I also needed to get my opponent in the air at early percents. What stuck with me was that this guy got second at the tournament we played later. But he's told me that this game isn't all about if you're able to hit your opponent. It's about how you hit your opponent. And that's what makes floor hugging and crouch canceling. That's why they kind of put it in there, is because you have to be smart about how you play. You can't just hope for hits and see if it works out. You have to try to find the right hits at the right percents. Anyways, day 28 night, I played against Nendez yet again, and I won one and I lost one yet again. So remember that gold that I won and lost against, that was Nendez, and then that same thing happened with Nendez on the night of day 28. And on the morning of day 29, I won against Nendez, and I felt like my advantage state was getting more polished. On the afternoon of day 29, I went to a local and I went 0-2 because I lost to 3rd and 5th place. Yeah, that was just Yeah, that was tough. I played against Forsburn first, and he got 3rd place, and then after that I played against Arano that got 5th place. So I just got destroyed, and that's it. They played better than I did. In the evening of day 29, I said I must have leveled up after practicing in person because I'm feeling good with my Olympia, which is good. I should also note, over the last 29 days, I just randomly side B in neutral. I love just throwing out random options in neutral just to see if it works, and the thing that I threw out in neutral for Olympia was F smash and side special. And also I hit this clip, take a look. Day 29 night, I said I am sad, I am unstable, Elo 867. On the morning of day 30, I played well, and I didn't get better players, so I assume that I won the first game, lost the second, and then won the third. And here my Elo is 878. On the afternoon of day 30, I met this guy named Vivi, and he was very fun to play against, but he did clip me because he's very good, because he's platinum actually, but I was able to hold my own, so... Also, I want to point out this combo would have been really cool if I would have gotten the strong hit of fair, but I got the spike hitbox of fair, which is fine, but it would have been so cool. On the morning of day 31, I played against a bunch of people, and I lost over and over and over, so that was not great. On the afternoon of day 32, I said that I will be in silver for my entire life because people are just too good in gold. Even though earlier I said I was able to beat people who were rated 1,000. So I don't really know. I'm just a drama queen, I think. And that was when my Elo was 869. But on day 32 evening, I said I am close, and I'm finally playing against people who are lower Elo than me. And that set my Elo to 883. And on the night of day 32, I finally got into gold with an Elo of 905. So it took me 32 days to go from silver to gold with Olympia. But keep in mind that days 16 through 23, I did not play. So there's a week that I did not play. So it took me 25 playing days to go from silver to gold as Olympia. Now the fun part, let's put it all into stats. So if you look at the days versus Elo, it's kind of weird because of the days that I didn't play. So I'm kind of stuck at like 875 for a while. So that was interesting. And you can kind of see it for the week versus Elo. And the week versus Elo isn't super prominent. It's more so just a gradual increase, which is kind of expected. The longer you set your parameters, then the more linear the graph will become, you know. So like if we contrast week versus Elo and session versus Elo, like it is way different. Oh, I mixed it up. It should be Elo versus session. Anyways, doesn't matter. The Elo versus session is probably my favorite graph because it doesn't include that week of not being able to play. So it kind of shows how I improved over time. And it seems that my playing time was stuck into 2 phases. It was stuck into sessions 0 through 20 and sessions 20 through 40. So 0 through 20 was around 800 and 20 through 40 was around 860, more or less. So that's kind of interesting how I just played pretty poorly, and then on day 20 or on session 20 I just suddenly leveled up and was able to do really well. Although I will say I had a big dip on around session 30, which is kind of weird. I don't know why that is. Maybe I played against a bunch of good people, but it eventually leveled off, and then I played against a bunch of bad people, and I got to 900 Elo. It's also interesting because mid-silver, where I start out normally, I wasn't actually mid-silver. I was more so around low silver. I was closer to 775. That was my absolute lowest point. And from there, it was always growing, or it was always above that point. But that was interesting how it was, because most of the time I start at mid-silver and I jump up and then I kind of plateau and then I have to jump up again to get to gold, but that's not what happened here. Now, if we go back to the day versus Elo, I think that this is very interesting how I went from under 800 to almost 875 in the span of 1 to 3 days, which is just crazy to think about. But then I hard plateaued. Again, the week was because of the controller update. But even if we don't count that, I plateaued for another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days before I finally jumped to gold. So it's just kind of interesting how it was like plateau, huge elite plateau. I don't really see that with my other characters, which made it very, very frustrating to play Olympia. So yeah, overall, in terms of how much fun I had with Olympia, probably like the second most fun that I've had with a character in this series, behind Claren, because it didn't take that long. But with Galvin and Fleet, they were just so particular that it was very frustrating for me. This game is just frustrating, dude. But anyways, yeah, that's my video. I hope you guys enjoyed the statistics and just hearing about my journey, and I hope you guys have a great day. Subscribe so I can turn off ads, and yeah, that's it. Hope to see you in one of my other videos. Bye bye.